speaking of soldiering on, I want to know, now that you've cashed in your passion, you are making money out of this, right?
Yeah.
All right, so now that you are making money out of this,
I'm gonna let you in on secrets, y'all. People are winging it out there. You'd be shocked. Okay, I'm a female in a male-dominated industry. My name is Thabang, so a few people think I'm actually a guy. Right? I didn't know how to use my camera, but I was working on auto. Yes.
sorry.
Start where you can, because the camera is super intimidating.
Greetings everybody and welcome to the very first episode of Cash In Your Passion. I am Lesego.sm from VILLEGENDS representing. I am a videographer, photographer, editor, etc. So since this is the first episode, I would like to introduce the show thoroughly. So what the show is about is basically educating young people on how to cash in their passion. So to give a bit of a personal backstory, I'm a person who comes from a place where I was passionate about something, and then as time went on, I was told that my passion is not something that I can actually cash in. So I'm here now today, and I've cashed in my passion and making money out of what I love to do. So I've met a lot of people that are doing the same thing. So I thought it would be good to bring them onto the show so that they can educate you on how to do the same thing. Because I've also learned through them as well as I went on. So the first guest for today goes by the name of Thabang R, a photographer, and she is a person that actually has cashed in her passion. I met her through my journey and everything else, so I thought it was a good idea to also bring her on board so that she can educate you on how she does it. So without any further ado, let's bring her on. And here she is, our guest for today by the name of Thabang. And now, before we go in, there's something that she doesn't know, is that she is supposed to introduce herself, right? But not in a normal way, in an accent. So what I have here is my little accent box.
Oh,
in here, she's going to pick an accent, and then she has to introduce herself in an accent. So, madam, I'm going to shuffle these, and then when you introduce yourself, and then
I need to introduce myself with the accent.
Yes.
Okay.
Whatever accent you pick out of here, you gotta go for that. So pick one. Hey, slow down. It's my thing. Oh, this is actually easy. South African accent, but the politician version of it.
Oh, I can't do it.
Oh, well, you have to try, madam.
That is
Please. All right, so in 3, 2, 1, introduce yourself.
Parliament, right? Politicians. My name is Thabang R, a photographer, aka a cameraman.
Sorry.
I like cameras and I capture the people in the moment because we are saving the future. So I capture the memories of the people of the country. I think I tried.
Okay, for a person who says you've never done it before, I think you tried.
That was intense.
That's keys. So yeah, just to give a bit of a backstory, Thabang, I've met her through my father. My father was driving her around through her gigs and everything. So yeah, we met, and I started doing her YouTube content. So do follow her stuff on YouTube. It'll pop up somewhere in the screen, her link to the stuff. And so that's the backstory of Thabang. And so please just give a bit of a backstory about yourself.
Can I
Thabang.
speak properly now?
Yeah, speak properly. No, we're back.
Thanks.
We're back. You can talk normally now.
So my name is Thabang R. I am a photographer. I started my photography career with a graphic design career. Then I realized I can't sit still. And photography was the one thing that got me to mingle with people. How I got into photography was I was getting married, went to a wedding expo, and I realized that there were no women of color. There's a story I have on this. I'm sure Lesego will put a link somewhere regarding this. So yeah, that's how I got into the photography. I got mentorship. I didn't go to school for photography. So people that come up with excuses as to, oh, I can't do this because I don't have a degree. Come on now, I'm living proof that it's possible. So I got mentorship and the rest is history.
All right, cool. So elaborate more on your passion. Like, how does it work? What is it exactly and how does it work? Like the process and everything.
So, okay, with photography, right? I like the fact that I can focus on moments. Life is about moments and it's not about me. So initially when I started out, I didn't know how to use a camera, but I know what I wanted the end goal to be.
Have you ever tried something that is not your passion? Have you ever tried to cash in something that was not your passion?
Yes.
And yeah, so what was it and what was it like? And
so the graphic designing for me, because obviously I went to school and then I basically followed the route that everybody takes, but I wasn't passionate about it. Like I say, I couldn't sit still at my desk. I got tired of client changes. I just realized I don't have the patience for it. So when you get into something with the idea of wanting to chase money and that being your ultimate thing, it's not really sustainable. With the photography, at least I enjoy it. So, yeah.
okay. All right, so why photography in particular? Why this passion in particular?
Because people are interesting. People are super interesting. I love taking photos of people because people are beautiful in so many different ways and just moments.
No, okay.
Yes.
That's the reason. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, so to get to the actual part of this, because we have people that are trying to educate people, right? But what I want to hear from you now, for somebody who's watching this and then they are into photography and they haven't made money out of it and they want to make money. So I want you to tell us exactly, don't believe in yourself, just tell us the exact thing that you did so that you could like cash in your passion.
Okay, so what I did, I got a camera on credit again. And to see if I was serious about it, I would take photos of people for free. And then I would give them like a special with 10 Rand. So people could buy, after 5 free images, they could purchase their images for 10 Rand each. From there, then that started picking up and all those 10 Rands went towards purchasing the camera, right? I didn't know how to use my camera, but I was working on auto. Yes.
Sorry, as a camera person, okay, for learning, yes, shoot on auto, but when you get to a professional level, never shoot on auto. If you're a photographer, just don't shoot on auto.
I'm gonna let you in on secrets, y'all. So I shot in auto for a very long time. I also shot on JPEG.
Oh my God.
So what I believe is, you need to know your why. So I got the hang of auto because what I was focusing on was getting to a certain image. What I would do is go online and look at images and try mimicking them. And when I got stuck, I would contact my mentor and be like, hey, how did you guys get to this image?
Okay.
So I mimicked so I could get the technical stuff right. And then I kind of moved into manual. So I'm a very practical learner. This is why I'm breaking it down in a practical way. Start where you can. Because a camera is super intimidating. Automatic is there for a reason. Then train your eye in terms of the compositions and all the other stuff in terms of the final image. And then from there, you'll figure out the nitty-gritties and the fancy jargon.
Okay.
Yes.
And then like, how did you land? Like, Akere, you were doing that and the 10 Rands and everything.
Yes.
How did you land like your first big gig and
Okay.
started making actual money out of it?
So what I did, right? I started like a Facebook album. And every time I took pictures, I'd put them up there. So already I'm putting out my images on there. I've explained to everybody that I've never done photography before. I've got a new toy and I'm gonna put images up. Cool. With time, I got to like 500 likes on the album and created my own page. Now imagine, now that I've put myself on my own page, it's exposing me to different people. Word of mouth is super important because the people that were viewing my album obviously chatted to their friends, especially when I was like, hey, I'm doing 1 hour free shoots. Then the ball started rolling.
Okay.
So that gave me practice as well. And then it got to a point where I was asked to shoot a traditional wedding for a colleague at work. Did I know what I was doing? No, but I did it. And what helped me is the fact that I had my 9 to 5, where I would start my shift at 4 a.m. and finish at 2, and then go work with my mentors till like 11 o'clock at a wedding. So don't worry about the money in the beginning. Get the skill, show the dedication, and take yourself seriously. Trust me, the money will come when it needs to.
All right.
So, yeah.
So, another question is, what were the challenges that you faced as Thabang, being you? What are the challenges that you faced as Thabang as an individual? And then what are the challenges that you think await for those, like the general people, like anybody else the challenges that you feel like everybody's gonna go through that kind of challenge. So what are those that you experienced as Thabang, as an individual? And what are those you think awaits everybody else who's going to pursue the photography path?
Firstly, there are so many photographers out there. You see it on social media all the time, but I need you to remember that we are all different. I can't see what you see. You can't see what that person sees. So really that sets you apart. A camera is just a tool for you to show us what you see. Let's start there. But this is something I used to struggle with because I used to see so many photographers and I didn't study photography. So for me, it was a case of, but what's the point? But what kept me going is that there were people that were like, but you're really good at this. So I was like, I need to block out the noise and just focus on the goal and get myself there. So you need to be super patient and understand that you won't know everything. And it's okay to say you don't know stuff. Don't act like you know everything and then you mess up. And in terms of pricing and stuff, that's a journey on its own, but it's also based on how much you trust yourself. So I don't want you thinking that you can come up with packages now and they're gonna work forever. There are gonna be times where you're chopping and changing and people are gonna try like bringing you down in terms of costing and whatnot. In this journey, you need to learn your worth. When there's no one cheering for you, you need to know your why. Even when there's no money, you need to keep at it. Okay,
but I feel like you still owe me an explanation with terms of you, Thabang. What are the challenges that you face? I agree, you've mentioned there's a lot of photographers.
There's a lot of photographers.
Yeah, and those are the challenges that anybody that's going to pursue this thing is going to face, right? So I want to know the challenge that you face now as an individual.
Okay, I'm a female in a male-dominated industry. My name is Thabang, so a few people think I'm actually a guy. People undermine me a lot because I am a female. People don't take photography seriously because they feel like we take pretty pictures. Be a photographer that's a problem solver. That's my advice to you. Don't just focus on the images. Focus on working on how to work with people. I mean, I've had challenges where I've worked with difficult people that will make you feel like, oh my gosh, why did I even start? But you have no choice because you've been paid, so you've got to deliver. Equipment is expensive. So be sure that you want to get into photography. My advice to you regarding equipment is don't start with everything, buy bit by bit, and know why you are buying what you are buying. So instead of buying immediately, rather go and hire somewhere and then, what else? There's so many challenges. Like, there are tons of challenges. Life is a challenge, but we soldier on, I think.
Speaking of soldiering on, I want to know, now that you've cashed in your passion, you are making money out of this, right?
Yeah.
All right, so now that you are making money out of this, I'm assuming it can't be smooth sailing. I'm assuming there are current challenges that you are currently facing. So what are they? What are those challenges right now?
Okay, so this isn't just for photography per se, but as an entrepreneur, you don't have a salary every month.
Oh yeah,
Then you're gonna get a salary every month. Forget about it. You need to be smarter with your money because you don't know when you're gonna book a gig. Social media is a lot of work, but you need to have a presence online. Remember, word of mouth is super important. I almost said impossible. But yeah, getting money is a challenge. Knowing when and what you're gonna book is also a challenge. You never know. That is the challenge. You're not in control of everything. You need to take things as they come.
Okay. All right. And okay, so the challenge that you are facing as an individual is being a female in a male-dominated industry, which I do understand because, it's saturated with photographers and most of them are male because, and I feel like there's one that I need you to personally like break down, which is something that I've seen a lot, which is when clients, like as you said, your name is Thabang and people confuse that for a male name, right? So as Thabang and they call and they're like, okay, cool, email. Let's say they send an email, you communicate, dear sir, whatever. And then come the day where you must come and shoot and then you pitch. How you appearing as Thabang the female, how is that like affecting the clients that you had to deal with, and how is it affecting the client, and how does that make you like feel and stuff?
Look, I find it rewarding because it adds to the challenge. And obviously I'm there to work, so I make sure I deliver regardless of what the client is thinking of me in terms of how I look or my appearance or the fact that I'm a female. I don't let that get to me. I just ask them what they need and then I do what I need to do. Otherwise then I'm going to get distracted and feelings, emotions, fear.
And then you slap like a spine.
See,
the thing is, one tip, I feel like it's not really a gender thing. It's about the skill behind the person, whether the person is male or female. If the person can do the job really well, it's not because of their gender or whatever. I've seen Thabang's work, because Thabang's work is dope.
Thank you.
And it's dope. I've told you this before. Your work is dope. That's why you're here, because your work is dope. So Thabang's work is dope. And I don't want to say for a female, no. Generally, her work is dope. What is the thing that you wish you had learned sooner? Because remember, what we are actually targeting with this is the young people. So people that are probably below our ages and everything. So what is the one thing that you wish you had learned sooner?
The one thing I wish I'd learned sooner? Okay, for me personally, I wish I had learned that it's not just about the pictures I take. So having a presence, because sometimes it's so easy to post an image and then expect the client to be like, I wonder who the person is behind the camera. So when getting into something like this, you have strengths as an individual that lures people in besides your photography. For me personally, I learned that it's actually my personality that gets me my photographers. Not my photographers, my clients. But I used to downplay that because I don't know jargon when it comes to the photography stuff. I'm not all strict and stuck up when I take photos, because some people have this perception of professional being cold and unfriendly. But when I realized that actually I can just be myself, then that was actually my strength.
All right. I think most of the things that you said.
I hope I've answered your questions.
You have. Sorry, I'm like, So just to finalize this, I've picked up a lot. Okay, I'm also doing what you're doing.
He's an amazing videographer. Oh my gosh, I wish he had a doppelganger with the same brain and everything, but hey.
Whew.
It don't work like that, apparently.
Am I? Amazing. Thank you. So, being in the same field as you, some of those things I do understand. I've seen them and everything. So right now, I just want you to just tell the people, like your last messages or whatever, just like pieces of advices that you want to give them, like, so they can conclude this conversation?
Look, if you find something and it doesn't work, it's okay. Find something else. When you start something, finish it. Don't listen to people. People are winging it out there. You'd be shocked. Take it till you make it, as long as you're enjoying it. And don't stress about money. If you put enough effort into something, trust me, there are people watching you silently that are going to pull through for you. I mean, people are talking about you in places you don't even know. It's a beautiful journey. And yo, my relationship with God is like this because there are times I have no money and at the last second it comes in.
Okay, so she's doing an accent now.
Those come naturally.
Cool, it's fine.
So yeah, just focus. Be serious. Take yourself seriously. The energy you put out to people, you show people how to reach you. Take your passion seriously and trust me, it will take care of you.
All right. No, Thabang, ke a leboga. Thank you very much. And I appreciate having you here. And then, yeah, just keep up the good work.
Thank you.
So there you have it, folks. That was Thabang the photographer. So with all that she has said, feel free to take whatever that you can from her story, her journey, and then who knows, maybe you follow the methods that she used, like for instance the one with the 10 rand per picture type of method. It got her where she is right now. So it maybe might work for you as well. That's all for me with this video, and I will see you next time with another episode of Cash In Your Passion.